So, new week, new levels appearing as well. So let's dive deeper into the analysis, starting off with a yearly VWAP, a daily chart. This is actually looking pretty fucking nice. I have told you also last week on last weekly outlook that if we get a bounce here into developing yearly value low, it's looking pretty good. And as you can see, we kind of got it. So it will all depend if we're gonna be getting a break of structure here. Break of structure to follow up and tag basically developing yearly VWAP, right? Not much to mention. We're playing level to level here, so as we're getting a bounce at 88k on developing yearly value low, we're expecting price to trade towards 100k basically, which is the developing year VWAP. Now it's December 8th. Okay, so in like 2-3 weeks a new yearly value is coming up, right? So a new previous year value is coming up, and a new year value is coming up as well. So we're gonna be getting some levels with yearly value high, previous year value high sitting at 112k, roughly 112k. Developing year, actually it will be previous year VWAP around 100k, and then we're gonna be getting also previous year, upcoming previous year value low at 88k. So these levels, if we don't start trading below or above them, are gonna be basically our guide throughout at least the first months of the year, right? So that's pretty much it about the yearly VWAP. 88k bounce, we're expecting 100k as long as we're getting a break structure here. If we actually start trading below here as well, I expect to tag once again these lows. Okay, so we shouldn't really be trading below 88k once again if we're really bullish. Okay, now going into the quarterly VWAP. Similarly, we got a bounce into the full fill of the gap here. Now price is trying to actually accept above the developing quarter value low, right? If we do manage to do that, first of all, we should be getting a break of structure and eventually holding up structure here or move up to 100k, 102k. Okay, structure wise, if we get a flip here, we should be targeting at least these highs and eventually the extreme sitting at 101, 102k, around there. Okay, pretty simple. Now, if we don't manage to reclaim developing quarter value low, we will be likely trading lower. So again, structure is the one leading here and showing us the way. So if we manage to start losing some levels here and start trading below, it's not looking good and we should be tagging these lows. Pretty simple. Once again, level to level. No previous level to play around, no previous quarter value around this level, so yeah. Now, going into the monthly, small front run here, but it's actually, we treat previous month value low and all these levels as areas, right? So we actually got a bounce of previous month value low. Developing month VWAP is gonna be pretty crucial. Look at this, acting as resistance and now acting as support, right? So on lower time frame, we should be getting follow up into developing monthly VWAP. Okay, now this should happen in order to get a move actually towards these highs and previous month VWAP. Okay, pretty simple. Now, the bear scenario would be to actually lose developing month VWAP and start trading below previous month barrier low. Right, pretty simple. Again, so 88k will be our do or die basically, and on lower time frame 90ish around there, we need to be holding basically structure here in order to go higher. Pretty simple. Now into the weekly, which in my opinion will be the most important flip. Previous week value high actually in order to get higher, to go higher. We got previous week value high into 92.5 roughly. Okay, so again around 90k, basically it's 89.750 around there. We got previous week VWAP, right? And lastly we got into 87k previous week value low. Now in order to remain bullish, what we need to do, hold above previous week VWAP. Pretty simple. In order to be more bullish, we need to flip previous week value high, start trading above, acceptance above will lead basically to these highs. Now the bearish scenarios would be, first of all, deviation here, price to sweep some highs internally, sweep some high. Potentially could sweep also the extreme high, right, and start trading below again. But you know, price failure to accept above, start trading below, boom, we will be getting a pretty cool move and a pretty cool trade if we're getting this. And then it is pretty bearish if we lose 90k, 89k, 89.7 previous week VWAP, right? So if price are trading below here as well, momentum for lower for at least a move towards 87, which on the higher time frame we shouldn't be tagging if we're really bullish. All right, so yeah, 89.7, 90k, it is pretty much our do or die level in terms of low time frame. Okay, and structure wise, if you look at this, we need to be forming higher highs around these levels, right? So yeah, now bringing everything into the chart. Oh, actually I forgot about TPO, so let's wait for it to load up. And while we're waiting, I'll go ahead, higher time frame here, values. So higher time frame values, we actually bounced off, if you look at this, a prior 6-week value high, right? Now the most bullish scenario would be for price to break structure here and accept above 94k in order to get a move much higher, with the POC sitting at basically around 96, 97k. So yeah, it makes sense, these highs basically. Okay, so most bullish scenario on higher time frame as well will be acceptance above 94k. 94k, if we manage to flip it, it's looking pretty good. So now that extra charts loaded up, let's see what we had. So as I mentioned past week or last weekly outlook, we had basically price trading within these two composites, right? this one from above and this one from the bottom. So we have formed a composite within these two composites. If you look at this, if we merge this value with this value, we're getting another composite, a 3-week composite, right? 3-week composite. Let's expand. So price is actually trading within this composite for a while, right? And again, it aligns with our higher time frame view that we need to be flipping 93 to 94k. If we manage to flip 93, 94k, a retest into that level is going to be a big trade for me, or if we lose that level, if we sweep the highs, these highs right here, start trading below, a retest into that level is going to be a big short for me because we're getting a rotation all the way towards 87k. All right, so let me see if I have ever anything important. Span clusters. This is a prior 4-day composite, prior 2-day composite. Reset. So actually I will be getting rid of all of this composite. Yeah, we have formed Mando urging Bergen Prince Mando bullish. Nah, not bullish, it's like scenarios. So if we get acceptance above 94k, it's looking like pretty good or higher. So we got another composite here formed on lower time frame. So the composite is sitting, we got a 3-day composite here and a 2-day composite here. Let me expand clusters, reset, not this one, expand. So as you can see, we're kinda rejecting into the prior 2-day composite. Now a bullish scenario on lower time frame would be a sweep of these lows, actually, right, into this 3-day composite value high, sweep, reclaim above, and then start trading above again. It aligns also with our idea of 90k holding, actually, on higher time frame, and basically structure holding, right? Higher time frame structure holding as well. So if we're getting a sweep of these lows and a bounce here and a further acceptance above this level, it's looking pretty good to tag these poor highs above, right? So yeah, it's looking pretty good. We remain bearish as long as we're rejecting here, and we will be more bearish if we accept below this composite right here for a move down towards this NPOC and potentially even value low of this composite, right? So it's pretty much simple, the place here on lower time frame as well. So let me bring everything into the chart. Levels, what do we need here? We need 3-day value low. We don't need that, I think, yet. Yeah, we don't need that. We got other levels, higher time frame. So let me get rid of this 3-day value low. I don't like the volume POC at range highs. Yeah, it might be looking like some trapped guys. So 14-week value low, previous week value high, previous month VWAP. Previous month value low and 6-week value high. Okay. Should I bring up also the TPO, the lower time frame one? No, I'll just keep it like it is. Maybe I'll share a chart in the Discord with the on lower time frame, basically with lower time frame levels. So bringing up everything together for this week, we do have some levels to play around. First of all, previous week value high and 14-week value low sitting at 92.5 and 93.5. So if we're getting a move up here and price manages to hold and start holding or slow grinding above these levels, we will be getting a move at least towards 96k previous month VWAP. Again, if we are accepting above here, a move much higher towards 100k, right? The bear scenario would be price sweeping, start trading below once again and losing these levels basically. On lower time frame, 90k needs to hold, right? So if we're getting a sweep of these lows into 90.5 or whatever, this is also an order block on lower time frame. So if this manages to hold, if we hold here from some higher highs or whatever on lower time frame, we'll be getting a move back to 93k, right? And again, flip of these levels here is going to lead to a move towards these highs at least, or previous month VWAP basically. The most bearish scenario would be to get acceptance, start trading below here, of course, below previous week VWAP, and moving further to trade below 87k, right? So these are all the plays for this week that I do have in mind in terms of higher time frame, right? So 94k is the key level that we need to flip in order to become extremely bullish on higher time frame. 87 to 88k is the level that if it is flipped, we're extremely bearish. And 90k is the level that needs to hold on lower time frame, mid time frame, to keep on holding structure, right? So that's pretty much it. And also the TPO trades that we're having based off these composites right here. All right. So, but on lower time frame. So that's pretty much it with the trades that I have in mind this week. So yeah, I'm gonna be stopping the recording and jumping into questions.